think it's fair to say we witnessed one of the greatest fights in British boxing history tonight. Both men just showed the most incredible heart, desire. But the man to my right, for me, I've just witnessed one of the great performances from a British fighter. 147-pound fighter, whether you like it or not, moved up and just never stopped trying to win the fight. I thought the fight could have gone either way. I know a lot of people thought he won, Eubank won, whatever. But I want to talk about the performance, the heart, the mentality, and the never say die spirit from Conor Benn tonight, because I can't believe what I witnessed. There's going to the well and there's going to the well and just never, ever giving in, but never stop trying to win the fight. Not trying to survive, trying to win the fight. And obviously, there's a lot of people in this room. We know what he's been through. You know, opinions are opinions. And for me, tonight, Conor Benn become the people's champion, because this kid is a great kid. And he's always been a great kid. But tonight, he showed you it in the flesh. 14 months out of the ring. Never experienced that kind of occasion before. 65,000 people. And he stood in the ring and he had it. He took the kitchen sink off Eubank and he kept on trying to win the fight. So I just want to say, before I pass over to him, how proud I am of you, Conor. I think that was an amazing performance. You should be very proud of yourself. I know how devastated you are. But honestly, that was just unbelievable to watch. And thank you for giving us that tonight. Thank you very much. We have, obviously, Nigel Benn up here, Rick Reno from the Ring Magazine, Tony Sims, a trainer. We're going to open it to the floor for questions. Dan Barnard has the microphone. Please just raise your hand and he'll find you. Thank you. Oh, you know, I'm crazy for it all, but, you know, we've been through a lot with Conor. I wanted to win just as much as Conor and Tony and Nigel, and, you know, we're a team. But I think that for me, when the final bell went, everyone was looking around. My dad was over there. We've got it. We've got it. Frank Warren was sitting next to me, maybe a little bit biased as well. You've won it. You've won it. And I thought, it's just the last two rounds. I thought it's going to go either way. But I was kind of like, when I heard the scorecards, I couldn't even be bothered to moan, because I was just so proud of him. And it wasn't that I didn't think he could win, but I didn't think he could do that. I didn't think he could stand and trade and exchange with a middleweight over 12 rounds and still just fire back. I mean, when you're reading social media and you're reading the response to Conor Benn, and the thing that chokes me up is the switch, the change. Because when you know Conor Benn, you will always back him 1,000,000% for everything he's been through, because he's got a very clean heart. And he's a good young man. So when I see him get the criticism, it kind of gives me the hump, because I know he gives it 110% every day of the week. So to see the response, and I know the British public, and I know what's about to happen, in defeat even, this kid's become a superstar tonight. A superstar. Across the Atlantic. And, you know, I have to say as well, we've got to think about what we're going to do next. Because he showed tonight he's a world-class fighter. And he can win world titles at 147 and 154. And as he said, he didn't fight for money tonight. He made a lot of money. And we know, you know, we've got a rematch up at 160. But this kid has an unbelievable future in the sport. He could be a superstar of the sport in this country. He could be filling arenas, filling stadiums. And it's not just about throwing him straight back into a war, trying to avenge a defeat in a weight class that he probably shouldn't be in. I think he can win the rematch. And I think it's the biggest fight in Britain, one of the biggest in the world. But we got to think carefully what we do, because he's been through an unbelievable amount. Unbelievable amount. And again, what I'm so proud of is how he absorbed the occasion tonight.
Eddie, you kind of just answered it a little bit, but Conor's alluded to wanting the rematch. But if you had to pick an option right now, would you like him to take the rematch or fight at a natural weight for him?
I would like to see him return to 147 pounds and fight for a world title there. I mean, look, we have Boots there. Obviously, he's looking to unify and become undisputed and move up. The belts are going to become available. I just know that Conor Benn can sell out any arena in the UK now, fighting at 147 pounds. But the public, His Excellency, everybody's going to want you know, you heard his excellency in the ring. He's already, I think he's booked the date here for September. That's right. Yeah. So look, we'll sit there. It's very early days, but that took my breath away tonight. Took my breath away. I can't even, like I said, I posted. I'm not even going to moan about the scorecards because for me, this kid won tonight in many, many ways. And if it wasn't the result, it was just he won in life, and everything that he went through, he just absorbed it, come through the other side, and he's someone that people should look up to and understand that no matter what you're going through, you're going to come out the other side. And he did that tonight. We're very proud of him. Yeah, I think maybe Junior should come down a little bit lower rather than Conor Benn coming up 2 weight classes. You know, I was baffled. I mean, we knew Chris Eubank's weight all week, right? I knew it at the check weight. I knew it the day after. We knew what he woke up this morning, and he was absolutely spot on this morning, and he was fine. Yesterday, he was tight at the weight. He's always tight at the weight. He's made it the last 5 times. He messed up. He got there an hour late. He could have made it comfortably, but they just ballsed up. Now, that's it. No one ever said, apart from his dad, do you think it's dangerous for Conor Benn to be moving up 2 divisions and fighting someone the size of Eubank? And I think, honestly, the contract, and you guys have got to remember as well, this contract was not a contract that was negotiated between Matchroom and Chris Eubank Jr. This was a contract that was negotiated by the Ring magazine and seller and Chris Eubank individually. And we negotiated our contract individually. Ben Shalom, Chris Eubank, Maz, whatever his name is, they accepted those terms, right? And that's the art of a contract. And the plan is to abide by those terms. So for me, the terms were spot on, as you saw tonight. You saw a very evenly matched fight where a big 160-pounder nearly made his championship weight. He rehydrated, okay. Conor weighed in at 165 pounds, I think, in the ring. Eubank was probably 176, 177. He probably had 10 or 11 pound on him. And he stood up to it. And I think we got it absolutely right. I think they served you up one of the greatest fights we've ever seen in this country. But for me, the danger was not for Chris Eubank Jr. The danger was for Conor Benn. And that's why we got to think very carefully about the rematch. Because I don't want to see him in too many fights like that. You know, it's all very well us sitting there and going, wow, what a fight, let's do it again. They're the kind of fights that will shorten your career. And he's got such a long career ahead of him. So, you know, the terms are already agreed for the rematch with you know, to move forward. And it's the same as the first contract in that respect. So I think we got it spot on with the numbers.